I know we have a number of users and we have a lot of people that haven't used eMoney, so I don't want to make it too overly complicated and not want to make it into a how-to, but just give you a feel for what this tool is. What's great about it is I never had this. I had heard about it. So coming here, we have this. We offer it free to all of our clients, and it's just a great tool. So we're unique in the marketplace, and what I try to do is just give you an overview of the potential. It's an open architecture program, so you can just use a little of it, or you can use all the extensiveness. And then on our end, we can do some pretty extensive financial planning on it. So what it is, it's a premier financial planning software we offer free. Um, it provides the tools for personal security, for budgeting, cash flow analysis, investment tracking, both ours and yours. So any investments that you have with us, we will link into this and give you real-time data on it. And then if you choose, you can add things on your end. This program basically has two sides, the advisor side that we use, and then I'm going to show you tonight your side and the things that you can do in there if you choose uh, to do it. Again, it provides real-time data, goal tracking, and secure document storage. So in goal tracking, you can enter a specific goal. I want to save money for this and that, set it up. And as time goes by, you can see whether you're going to reach those goals or not. As far as secure document storage, I look at it that if you get all of your stuff in here and something happens to you, it makes it very easy for your executor, your spouse, or whatever to find documents. And again, it provides a great format for collaboration between Tim, Doug, and I and you. Obviously, when we meet a new client, one of the first things we do is get data. So we use this to put the data in there, and then we have it. If you didn't notice, attached to the Zoom invite, there was a PDF. If you we attached a document. What I would recommend is saving that somewhere. It's a number of pages. Will we put an index on it? It kind of looks like this on the cover sheet. And then I've pulled out a number of things we're going to talk about tonight on, some how-to things. One of the things that eMoney does exceptionally well, because it is complicated, it is specific. If you go into the help or the knowledge base and you type in how to do something, they go step by step by step with pictures and screens and things like that to help you work through it and to be efficient. And again, it's a program that I'm just learning, we're learning. I don't think anybody ever knows everything, so they do have support. But the first place I would go, if it's not included in the documents that I attach, go into the knowledge base, because there's just a wealth of information in there. One of the first things I put in that table of contents is talking about security and safety. We hear the arguments, well, I don't want all my stuff on the internet. Well, personally, I think the day is here where all of your stuff is on the it is on the internet. Everybody's stuff is there. So the way I look at it is, if you use this along with other tools like alerts from your financial institution, you can put alerts in here. It's a good visit. It's a good way, rather than waiting for statements to come at the end of the month, to go and look and see if something's going on that you didn't authorize in your account. So the other thing is, because there is sensitive information on there, eMoney, I think, is probably the safest website out there as far as data security. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of those things. Of course, when you want to get on it, we send you a login. Obviously, it's got a username and password. One of the things they do is if somebody's trying to get into your account, or even you, if you forget your password after 3 incorrect tries, you're locked out. We can reset that, but that's the first level of security. As far as encryption, what encryption generally means is if somebody is accessing your data flow, encryption means that it's scrambled up so it can't be deciphered. So they use the highest level of data security. The encryption is a 256-bit secure socket layer. I know it sounds like a lot, but basically what it's doing is it's scrambling your data. It makes it very difficult for anybody to figure out usernames and passwords and accounts and things from that. This 256-bit security is more than twice probably what your financial institution is if you have a login, what they're doing. So they take data security very, very seriously. They use security screening, testing. They use third-party auditors and software. They have sniffers going on, looking for unique activity, something that's not right. They know the normal patterns. They know the normal data flows, and anything outside of that, they pick up on it right away. Two-factor authentication, maybe some of you know that. That's the default on this. So when you set up an account and you go to log in, they will send you the text that has the 6-digit code that you put in there. If you don't have the code, you don't get in, and that locks the encryption. That is a feature you can turn off, but as a default, that's there. And most importantly, your money cannot be moved, withdrawn, or accessed on eMoney at all. There is no money there. There is no account. There are no accounts there. Your money is held at brokerage houses, banks, financial institutions. But what it does is it gives you, if you choose to put all your information in there and setting up alerts, if a transaction happens over a certain amount, boom, you get an alert. Right away, you go and look at it. You call your financial institution, you shut it down. It's just that easy. If you're interested and not on it, just contact us sometime and we will send you the login. The login is good, I believe, for 28 or 48 hours. So if it takes you longer than that to log in and set up your password, you get locked out. So we'd have to reset it. And the login link is on the Charney website. So if you go under the home page on the right-hand side is client access. There'll be 2 of them. One will be marked for eMoney. The other one will be your first clearing log site. They are different. They are not interchangeable. So if you're trying to use your eMoney login or your Wells Fargo or your first clearing login on the eMoney site, you'll lock yourself out in three things. So they are different, but the login links are on our website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run about a 90-second overview video. It goes very, very fast. I think I'm going to run it twice because if you've never used it, it's like, whoa, you look at it and go. And then after that, I created an actual sample client of live information on the client side. In other words, what you would see on your side, and just go through some of the features. If you do this, then this comes out. Again, it's the more information you put in there, the more accurate reports and things are that come out of it. So let me switch over to that.
Remember? You were a kid. Things were simple. Life was good. Everything you owned could fit into a box. All your worldly possessions in one safe place. It made you feel secure. Time passed, you collected more things and more boxes. Life became less simple. Here's a question. Do you know where everything is and what everything is worth? If you don't, you should. If you want to know, you can. Now you can see everything you own all in one place. A private and secure location where your data is consolidated into one clear picture of you. Your personal financial website makes getting organized simple. It's easy to connect with everything and everyone that's important to you. Each day, your balances recalculate to keep you up to date as your account values change. To help you stay on track, you can create a monthly budget, understand your spending habits, and monitor your progress. You can see your bottom line at any time. Automatic alerts track changes in your accounts. If there's a problem or an opportunity, we'll know about it. All your data is available anytime on any device. We use interactive technology to help you visualize what-if scenarios. You can view the potential impact of your decisions, not just today, but throughout your entire lifetime. Your website even has a digital vault where you can safely store your important personal documents, photos, and videos. We give you the tools to connect with everything you own, so you know what everything is worth. No matter where you are or what you do, those who know what they have fare better than those who don't. If you want to know, we can show you how. Remember? You were a kid. Things were simple. Life was good. Everything you owned could fit into a box. All your worldly possessions in one safe place. It made you feel secure. Time passed, you collected more things and more boxes. Life became less simple. Here's a question. Do you know where everything is and what everything is worth? If you don't, you should. If you want to know, you can. Now you can see everything you own all in one place. A private and secure location where your data is consolidated into one clear picture of you. Your personal financial website makes getting organized simple. It's easy to connect with everything and everyone that's important to you. Each day, your balances recalculate to keep you up to date as your account values change. To help you stay on track, you can create a monthly budget, understand your spending habits, and monitor your progress. You can see your bottom line at any time. Automatic alerts track changes in your accounts. If there's a problem or an opportunity, we'll know about it. All your data is available anytime on any device. We use interactive technology to help you visualize what-if scenarios. You can view the potential impact of your decisions, not just today, but throughout your entire lifetime. Your website even has a digital vault where you can safely store your important personal documents, photos, and videos. We give you the tools to connect with everything you own, so you know what everything is worth. No matter where you are or what you do, those who know what they have fare better than those who don't. If you want to know, we can show you how.
So it goes by pretty fast. So that's why I thought, well, let's play that twice. So I know there's a lot there and a lot of pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch us over to an actual client site here. If I have it open here, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. I'll get there.
You need to share your screen.
Yeah, but I had it. What's weird about this is it closes stuff. Um, so get over here. Go to eMoney. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Here we go.
So, by the way, Lynn wanted me to tell a money joke during the intermission there. I was having a rough time coming up with one.
All right. Can you see person one and person two there?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that delay. I'm still perfecting my technique here. All right. So once you log in, this is a fake client. So what it is this is what you'll come into on your side of the eMoney platform. If you recognize in the video there are these tabs across the top, and this home screen will kind of give you a summary of your accounts, your net worth, investments, any kind of goals, spending, transactions, and things like that. So over on the accounts tab, if you have accounts with us, we will link them for you and they will be automatically updated on a daily basis. If you have accounts that you want to add on your side, for instance, bank accounts or something, that's where you will come in on here. In that handout I gave you is how to add an account. I'll just kind of show you. You will go here and say, add an account. And pretty much any account that you would have that has a username and a password is you can link into this. So if you have a 401k that you have a login, you can add it. If you have bank accounts with usernames and passwords, you can add it. Your mortgage, any accounts, investment accounts that aren't with us, you can put in there. Credit cards, your Costco account, whatever you want in here. It's just simply as you click on there. And if you have, let's say, a PNC account, you search there, you come up with all the different types of PNC. So if you have personal banking, it tells you if there's any exceptions or anything, any notes or anything, you can continue. You go to connect. It will take you to the PNC client website. You put in your username, your password. Once you do that, it will send you the authentication code that you enter in there. Then it will link and it's all connected. So as you spend money, as you make changes and things on your in your account, it's just it's pretty much that easy. So backing out to the home plate. So what I did in this sample client is they tend to bank at Members First. So here, when you made the login, it brought every one of those accounts over instantly. You can go into each account then and call it, you know, whatever account, child number one, child number two, saving, if you have a house savings account, car loans, anything that's there, and this becomes real time. So everything comes over. Reason you would do that is when you do that and you use a debit card or a credit card for any kind of purchase inside the banking system, they designate if you go to Giant and you use your card to buy food, it knows it's in your food category. So by linking that, what it actually does is it creates it up instantly created a budget, which I think is probably the most powerful thing out there. I did this for me, and based on the categories, it knows what are charity, what's food, auto expense, mortgage, shopping, and stuff. It's all right there. Then what it did was it took the average from the previous year, and it knows on an annual basis how much do you spend on each different categories, and it automatically breaks it down into whatever time period that you have selected. So over here is a month, you can go in here and say, this year, how am I faring this year versus the previous year? And it dynamically, without really doing anything, creates all of your categories so you can see where you're over, where an expense and stuff is that's over your budgeted amount, where you're at, and what's left behind. Pretty powerful. Also inside of the budgeting is you can break it down into certain categories. So if you want to, let's say I want to look at, well, you can, if you have multiple accounts, you spend money out of different accounts, you can select which ones you want to look at. So let's say you do all of your shopping and stuff out of your checking account, you can just select that, apply it, and now it recalculates everything, all these categories based on that account. And it did that simply by bringing the transactions in. So I never really created a budget for myself, so it was kind of eye-opening when you think, geez, my electric seems to be a lot more expensive this year. You go right into it, you click, and there it is. So coming back over here, depending on if you want what you hook into, if you have accounts that really aren't linked, so in other words, if you keep cash in your safe, you can add it as an account that doesn't have a login, but there it is. If you have, this is my wife and I are taking a trip, so I'm starting to buy euros and British pounds. You can put it on a credit card and buy it over time, and it's not dynamic, but I know that there's monies that's in there. You can also look at recent transactions. So again, up here, you can set up alerts that if if a transaction happens over $1,000, then the account send me an alert. And if I didn't do it, that tells me that something's going on in my account. I better take a look. So second tab over here is the organizer. This is where you can organize your work. This is, or your life, for information, personal contacts. You can put in their children's birthdays. Even as trusting it is, I wouldn't put my social security numbers on there, but other information. What's nice about this, if you're out somewhere and you have it on your app, you can get into this and rather than taking a little piece of paper in your wallet, it's there. This is more secure, a lot better. Also over in an organizer, we have your professional contacts. If you choose to put in your income, again, the more, when you're looking at a ledger or your P&L or your cash flows, if you put in incomes and you put in expenses and things like that, now you can dynamically look at your cash flow. This is all the programming that the more information you put in and the more accurate the information is, the more information you can determine or look at over time. Let's see what else. Over here in goals, this is just a very simple example of this person. We put in all the assets, we put in incomes. We said person number one wants to retire at 75, person number two at 66, with their retirement expenses at $60,000 a year. They have 100% chance of success. And that's, as you plan, you want to look at, well, when does 100% drop to 90%? Or when is it at 50%? Under those scenarios of the assets, the system can calculate, if it's not $60,000 a year, how much you can take out without cutting into your principal. This is all the planning that this thing can do. Again, it's only going to be as good as the information that you put in. When Tim and I and Doug do plans, we try to put in the accurate information, and then based on scenarios, well, can I retire at 62? Do I have to wait at 65? Do I start Social Security at 62 versus 65? That's what all can come out of this by putting the information in. If you had a goal and say, I want to save for a new car at a certain amount, a certain period of time, how much do I want? What account am I going to take it out of? You can create a scenario and make a determination. Is that a realistic goal or is that not a realistic goal? There's lots you can do in this area. Over here in spending is reports that come out of, again, if you choose to link up your bank accounts and your credit cards and things like that, then you can get accurate information out of here. Again, you can come back and deduce certain amount of budgeting. You can add a budget. Just very, very accurate and very easy. And that's the whole idea of doing this, is to say, how can I get information that's accurate with the least amount of time and effort. Over here is the investments. Again, the things that you put in there, if they're accounts that are ours, 401ks and things like that, you can look out here. You can look at one specific investment. So, like, how's my 401k doing? What are the funds that it's in? Things like that. So again, it's getting away from paper, getting into software. You want to look at all of your assets together as a piece. How much do I have in the different categories? It knows based on the assets that are linked in here, where are you allocated? And obviously that's what we do with our portfolios. We look at and things like that. Coming over analysis, you could look at, let's look at the last 3 months. So you can look, it'll actually chart out each of the accounts. So you can see how they're interplaying together, what it looked like over the last 6 months and lifetime. Then over here in transactions, you can pull up a certain account. You can look at transactions, dividends, things like that. Our accounts, bank accounts, any other account that you link. You can come right in there and look at it. Over here in the video, it talked about the vault. Again, it's a secure place to put all of your documents. Over here, you can say, create a folder, put in all your W-2s, your federal tax returns and things like that. You don't have to go looking for information. It's all harvested right there. You can, if you're gonna put information in there, in my opinion, like a ledger of Social Security numbers and birth dates, I would type it all out, upload it, and stick it in there. It's much more secure. Nobody really can get at it there. But if, rather than, probably safer than putting it in your phone in notes or things like that. On your side, you can create folders that are just private. You can also designate them as a shared folder. So if you come in there and you upload your tax return and you have it as a shared folder, we get an email telling us that you put a document in there. And then if we're meeting or we're doing review and you say, hey, I uploaded my 2023 tax return, we can see it. It just makes that collaboration between the advisor and the person much easier. And finally, over here in reports, for those that are more accounting wise, you can look at, well, what's my balance sheet? You have all of your assets. It has your liabilities. What's your net worth? And then when you put assets in, or when we put your asset in, one of the things you can do is you can say, okay, this is one of my aggressive accounts. Our goal is to try to grow this at an annualized return of 7%. Versus a bank account, when you put it in there, you're not getting much interest. So you say, well, there's no growth in the account. So based on how you do that, you can go out to any one of these years and say, based on the parameters of expected growth, what will my net worth be? And if you put your mortgage in there or any kind of car payment, and you put the rate in there, and then it's a 15-year mortgage, it starts in 2000 and it ends in 2015. Once you go out to 2016, now that asset drops off as a liability. So the whole idea is this is a dynamic system that will modify itself over time based on the parameters that you put in there. And then that gives you the ability, well, if the market does better, that's great. You'll be above your expectations. If we get into periods of corrections and things that are going on now, and the accounts are not doing that average, you'll see that too. And then we use that on the planning side and say, we maybe should cut back. You're doing better. We'll take some profits now, cut back on risk and things like that. So again, it's designed to change over time as different things happen. That's the balance sheet report. You can go out into, and you can look at cash flows if you want. Obviously, this is the one we use for advanced planning and say, if your assets are increasing, that's a good thing. If they come up and they start going down like that, then that's something that's not as desirable. So again, we're looking at the cash flows over time. What's nice about this, when you put an asset and you say it's an IRA, it will automatically calculate the distributions that you're going to have to take for your IRA distributions. Tim's really good at doing Roth conversions. When this number gets real big, most people, they work, and they put a lot of money in their IRAs. And then when you start calculating what the distribution amount's going to be on that because of your required minimum distributions, you get to see the number and you go, oh my goodness, so then we can make adjustments over time. So, it's really a tool that could be used for a 30-year-old. It's a tool that could be used for an 80-year-old person. As life goes on and things change, that's what this does. So, other than that, hopefully, I know that there's a lot in there. Again, there's when you run reports and something doesn't look right, then it's usually that something's not in there correctly, and we're here to help. That's what we do.